Autocorrelation. Autocorrelation is the relation between two signals or average of two signals denoted with Rxx of tau. So I will explain the proof. This is equal E of x of t or x of t plus tau or t minus tau. You can take any one. I will explain how you will get. So this is the autocorrelation and the relation between two signals x of t and x of t plus tau, or I am assuming this is the image and denoted with x of t and having 2 volts, just assume, and the same signal is having 2 volts and with different time slot, that is x of t plus tau, same signal only. Assume x of t means it is in 2025. X of t plus tau means it is 2026. So then what is an average of these two signals? Same signal but with different time slot. That is autocorrelation. What is an average? Just assumption 2 plus 2 volts plus 2 by 2 is equal 4 by 2 is equal 2 volts as an average. In real numbers you can take the average like this. But in random variables you can take the average using expectation. But finally the relation between two signals x of t and x of t plus tau is the autocorrelation, or else average of x of t and x of t plus tau is the autocorrelation. We will go for the proof how we will get. So here you can see this. I will take that is E of average of two signals is the x of t1 is the one signal and x of t2 is the one more signal I am assuming. What is an expectation in random variables? That is average, means integration of x1, x of t1, x of t2 and f of x1, x2 and t1, t2. So this is an average for two signals dx1 and dx2. If it is stationary random process, we can write it as t1 equal t1 plus delta. Just now we have seen. T2 is also can be written as, that is t2 plus delta. If it is stationary random process, stationary, then we can write it as, that is minus infinite to plus infinite. Sometimes you can write it as x1 x2 also, f of x1 x2 to t1 plus delta and t2 plus delta of dx1 dx2. So for simplification he is assuming that is del is equal minus t1. Substitute here, at del place we need to substitute minus t1, means it is 0, it will become 0. So therefore minus infinite to plus infinite, x of t1 or x of t2 of f of x1 x2 t1 minus del place to we need to substitute minus t1 means 0, and here t2 minus t1, this is the dx1 dx2. Again he is assuming for simplification purpose t2 minus t1 equal tau, and from this we can write it as t1 equal t2 minus tau, t2 minus tau. So therefore we can substitute in the above equation. So we can write it as minus infinite to plus infinite x of t1, x of t2, and f of x1, x2 minus tau, not minus tau, and this is totally is assuming d tau, that is d tau. And therefore this is finally this is equal to, it is then average of the signals, two signals, but it is a function of tau, we can see this. So that's why it is Dino is assuming this is equal to Rxx of tau. And here at the place of T2 we can write it as, that is T1, T2 equal T1 plus tau. We can write it as T1 plus tau. So therefore here we can write it as E of x of T1 and T2 equal x of T2 plus tau. Left side we can write. And again if T1 plus tau. If T1 equal to T, then I can write it as finally E of x of T into x of T plus tau. So this is an average of two signals. Same signal but with different time slot. Average of same signals with different time slots is called autocorrelation. So thank you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.